civic. If you're ready to work with her, stay there. Delivery, yes, we must achieve it. For the sake of the millions of the people, yes, we are talking about the population of this country. What do you do with it? Make it an asset or a liability? Focus on its progress and come up with bold endeavors.
The president assured foreign investors that they would be able to bring in their capital, invest and repatriate their gains without hiccups. He declared the country open for business while promising to remove obstacles to economic growth.
Your achievement, the homegrown, the determination that Nigeria can do it is here. If it has not been started 6 months ago, we are here to switch off the light, make you included, all Nigerians included. Our path for tomorrow is charted for our children and grandchildren. Don't be selfish about it. Poverty is not a shameful thing. It's only unacceptable, and we have to banish it because it's unacceptable. Let's work on other identifiable areas. Because a memo is submitted to you doesn't mean that is the end of that matter. Think through it. Be inquisitive. Ask how, when, why.
And the Senate has approved the appointment of Shira from Taraba State as Auditor General of the Federation. Shira's approval came shortly after it was screened by the upper chamber earlier today. President Bola Tinubu on October the 20th approved the appointment of Shira as the substantive Auditor General of the Federation as recommended by the Federal Civil Service Commission. The Senate also approved the appointment of 7 of the nominees of President Tinubu as resident electoral commissioners. There are Etekambo Moren from Akwa Ibom State, Isha Ehimeke from Edo State, Barrister Oluwatoyin Babalola from Ekiti State, Abubakar Ahmed Gombe State, Shehu Wahab Kwara State, Aminu Idris Nasarawa State, and Mohammed Sadiq Niger State. The Senate also approved the sum of $7.8 billion and 100 million euros in President Bola Tinubu's proposed 2022-2024 borrowing plan. The President had written to the Senate requesting consideration and early approval of the external borrowing plan to ensure prompt implementation of projects. The Chief of Army Staff, Lieutenant General Tarid Lagbaja, has announced that the Nigerian Army will intensify the deployment of troops in Benue State in the remaining months of 2023. The move, he said, aimed at combating the unlawful activities of bandits, armed herders, and various militia groups operating in the state. General Lagbaja made this commitment in response to a request from the Executive Governor of Benue State, Reverend Father Hyacinth Alea, during his visit to the Army headquarters in Abuja.
Farming is our mainstay. However, the most fertile parts of the Benue Valley within the state particularly are still inaccessible to farmers due to the threats of violence.
The federal government has expressed its determination to give Nigeria a functional education system capable of uplifting the standards of graduates at all levels. The Minister of Education, Professor Taye Mamman, gave the assurance while receiving the final submission of the report on the development of roadmap in the education sector in Abuja. Professor Mamman said the days of developing roadmaps without practical implementation are over, noting that stakeholders in the education sector shall be charged with the responsibility of ensuring that the new comprehensive roadmap is implemented to meet its stated objective with available resources.
I and my colleague, we are also unhappy Nigerians. Unhappy for the reason that this country has not achieved what it should have achieved in the last 63 years. I am very angry about that. Some of us have benefited from what was good. now we are encountering what is bad, fortunately. Now that we have this opportunity, there is absolutely no reason why we cannot now translate this anger into something very positive to achieve what we had yearned and cried out for all these years. Consequently, we want to assure you and Nigerians that we mean business. In the ministry, we have already made it very clear, all and sundry, our directors, those that this is not the time for foot dragging. This is not the time to bury policies in the files. This is the time for us to see all policies on ground.
The chairman, Education Development Roadmap Committee, Dr. Nuru Yakubu, who commended the minister for the trust reposed on them, assured that the new roadmap is capable of addressing most of the challenges but leaving the country's education system if implemented to the letter.
The committee had elaborate terms of reference. Key among them include the issues of quality of education, curriculum enhancement, infrastructure improvement, implementation of financial autonomy in tertiary institutions, education finance for basic education, access and equity, research and innovation, global competitiveness, quality assurance, assessment, education data, sector planning, skills and entrepreneurship, development, alternative learning, and early learning. The committee adopted a methodology and strategy given the rather short time we had of meetings every day, Monday to Friday, including weekends where necessary, and even public holidays.
And on the foreign scene, the president of Zimbabwe Miners Federation, Henrietta Rushwaya, who is a niece of President Emerson Mnangagwa, has been convicted by a court of attempting to smuggle 6 kilograms of gold through the VIP route at the main international airport in the capital Harare 3 years ago. The court remanded her in custody until 10th November when she's expected to be sentenced. The state-owned newspaper has reported 2 Central Intelligence Organization operatives who were charged with her were acquitted because of a lack of evidence, the newspaper said. And in sports, Super Eagles and Napoli forward Victor Osimhen has been nominated for the 2023 CAF Men's Player of the Year award. The 24-year-old was instrumental to Napoli's success last season as the club won Serie A for the first time in 33 years. Osimhen also won the Golden Boot, scoring 26 goals and becoming the highest scoring African in the league. He was also named the best striker in the league. And that's the Citizen FM News at 6. I'm Lawrence Omoite. Good evening.
Wombalombo, 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 wombalombo.